Good morning, everybody. Welcome. We are here in another sketch session, another week, another batch of prompts. It's an exciting time. I'm feeling peppy this morning. I'm feeling ready to take on the day. Got my dice. I have my prompts. Just getting my sketchbook here. And anything else? There's got to be a sticky note pad. Surely, yes. Right there. Hey there, Midgie pal. Good morning. All right, ready to roll up some prompts? Hey there, Ellen. Oop, I'm right in the middle. Would you look at that? Let me adjust that. And also scooch it in just a little. And then I'll move this to the side. Right there. Lovely. Okay. We have some prompts to play with today. Let's go ahead and jump straight in with today. All right. Well, thank you, Midgie Pal. Appreciate that. Let's go for a large mammal. Straight away, 11, giraffe. I'm going to do what I did last week, which was go and roll one for every day, and then I'll go through and add the partner. It's National Lipstick Day, and I'm left wanting. How embarrassing for me. I'll have to go put on some lipstick here in a bit. All right, for Wednesday, let's roll small mammal. Actually, you know what? Let's roll for birds. I do love the birds table. What are you, a 9? 9. Penguin. I don't think we've done that. Very cool. I forget that they're birds. They don't seem like it. Let's roll. Let's see. Let's roll on the invertebrate table for Thursday. 1, Isopod. Cool, we can work with that. And let's go ahead and roll for fish for Friday. Nice fish Friday. 4, octopus squid. Heck yes. And Saturday, let's go ahead and roll on our small mammal. Yes, our small mammal table. I appreciate it, Midgie Pal. It might be, I tried something a little different with my makeup today with some white eyeliner, which is supposed to make you look fresh. 1, mouse or rat. Okay, let's roll on the second prompt for each day. Let's go ahead and roll a reptile for our giraffe. It's going to be a D12. 10. Chameleon. Oh, that's cool. A chameleon giraffe. Got my work cut out for me this morning. Penguin. You know what? I'm going to stick with reptiles. That feels right. That is a 9. either a sea or a snapping turtle. Also, hey there, Linskis. And Linda, good morning. Thursday, let's go ahead and roll an amphibian to go with our. No, actually, I'm picturing our isopod with fur. Let me roll on the small mammal table. 2. A hamster. Hamster or gerbil. Isopod plus hamster or gerbil. It feels so wrong, but also kind of right. Friday. Go with our octopus or squid. Let's go ahead and roll for our amphibians. That feels like that might be a super weird combo. 4. Bullfrog or desert rain frog. That very specific one is in there because they are the goofiest looking little frogs, the desert rain frogs. All right, Saturday, we have one final day. What should we do? Let's do a fish. I don't think we've done a fish yet. Have we? No, we did octopus squid, but let's do another fish. D12. Where are you? Here you are. 12. Lionfish, blowfish, or boxfish. Oh, I have a delivery of coffee. Thank you, my love. You are so kind and sweet. Get into that. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. Lionfish, blowfish, boxfish. I'll have to take a look at my options there and make a decision when we're a little closer. But for now, set that off to the side. Set this off to the side. Thank you, Dice. You got me some good prompts this week. All right. Now we got to figure out how to tackle these prompts. But I think we can do it. I think we got this. Okay. I'm just going to put this right here. Get a little bit of water in there. Today is a giraffe and a chameleon. That is a tall order. Literally, because it's a giraffe. Oh, gosh. I do make myself chortle sometimes. Okay. Let's do it. Scoot that to the side. Giraffe and a chameleon. Okay. All right, let me think for just a second. What on earth? This is going to be a weird creature. Oh, this is going to be a weird creature. Okay. What color should it be? Phthalo green. One of my new colors. Mm-hmm. No, I don't think I have seahorse on that list. It feels like a gap. I'm trying to think. Chameleon's feet are funky, is the answer. Chameleon's feet are funky. Hmm. Do chameleons' back legs bend forwards or backwards? Well, I know what giraffes do, so I'll just. I'm going to start adding some blue here in the bottom. Like he's changing color or something. Hey there, Daring. Good morning. Oh, a fun spam call. No, thank you. Okay. Thank you, Horizon. Alone in the Woods. I think I know which one you're talking about. I've not always been the most. I forget things that I name my paintings, so I'm trying to remember. Is that the one where it was kind of like a cluster of trees and then a little figure in the middle with a lantern? I'm going to dry this really quick. was everyone's weekend? Anyone do anything exciting this weekend? Let's do some spots before I close this out. What should the spots be? Well, I should also probably paint something for it to be walking on. Ooh, still building a house. Nice. Will be for a while, I bet. But you completed a series of 10 Chibi Devils this weekend. Very nice. So satisfying when you complete something like that. Like a nice set of something. Well done. Congratulations. I was going to go to the Ren Fair, but something ended up coming up. And normally I'd have been really bummed about it, but it was so nasty yesterday in terms of humidity and heat. I would have been dying. So truly, I'm not at all upset that the Ren Fair fell through, because I would have gotten myself a really bad sunburn and maybe a little bit of light heat stroke. So I'm all right with the circumstances. Plus, I have that introvert gene that makes it so that I'm like almost never disappointed when a plan falls through. I'm just kind of like, oh, great, I can just stay home then. Oh, right, in full garb. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how like the people who work there do it, because it's crazy. Because it was like 80 something percent humidity, temperature was around 90. Yeah, that would have been a nightmare. Let's do some bright. beautifully painted scene there, Horizon. You worked at the Ren Fair. That's crazy. Well, it's not crazy. I more so as I respect and admire. I've always thought that the people who do that are. I kind of think of them as like modern day carnies, in like a romantic way. You know, like the craftsmen, the entertainers, the performers, all of it. What a life! Lots of choking back your sizzling tears. You have a way with words, Horizon. A way with words. Was it like our patrons, our visitors? Do they make customer service terrible? Good. I'm glad to hear that. Although sometimes people who are set up to have fun, like who are there to have fun, can sometimes be the biggest jerks because they're like, I'm on vacation. Everyone else needs to get out of my way. I remember visiting DC. Granted, this was like 10 years ago. I don't know. Maybe it's changed. But went to DC to visit John, actually. We were doing long distance at the time, and he was working out there. And we went to the Smithsonian, and I just remember being like nearly run down by a bunch of tourists with their strollers and their just everything. They're very much like, I'm on vacation, get out of my way. Like, I remember trying to like read the plaque at one exhibit or another, and this lady like damn near ramming her kid's stroller into the back of my ankles and taking me out, and that was just normal. That plus the heat of a Ren fair and the sort of overstimulation, I could see some people becoming nightmares. I live in a vacation town in Maine, and we have some of those lovely people. One drove by my house last night screaming gay epithets. Wow. Wow, wow. I gotta say, like here in Chicago at least, our tourists are perhaps a bit oblivious that they're in the way, but otherwise they are pretty nice. The ones that I've encountered anyway. always forget how long it takes to paint all the freaking spots on a giraffe. I've only been to Maine once, but it was a very, very good time. That was actually where John proposed to me at Acadia National Park. We did a big road trip from Kansas all the way up the East Coast, all the way up into Maine, and then came back down through New Jersey, where his family's from, and got to meet a bunch of his family. Oh, I just don't know Daring, sorry. It is a beautiful park, Linda. It's so pretty. And being the romantic that he is, he proposed to me at sunrise. So we got up at like 2 a.m. to get to the spot, and he was acting really nervous that morning, and I was like, dude, chill. It's fine. But we went hiking with our little headlamps on, and we found a nice spot, and we watched the sunrise, which is the easternmost spot in the continental United States, anyhow. And he proposed to me then. He was so sweet, and I didn't see it coming. I was bamboozled. Spent a week in Chicago. Ooh, Linda, any thoughts? Don't worry, I won't be offended if you didn't like it. It's not for everyone, and that is okay. Personally, I'm a fan of Chicago. Obviously, I live here, but for one reason is it's not, I wouldn't call it a clean city necessarily, but it is a green city, at least the areas where I'm at. Big trees, plenty of parks, lots of squirrels and birds and things. We're not lacking some nature. I always forget how long these freaking spots take. I'm from Dallas and mistakenly thought all big cities were alike. I would have never vacationed in one. Now I see the appeal. Still prefer nature, though. You know, I wouldn't blame you for having that thought, or I don't blame you for having that preconceived notion. I kind of had it too. I grew up in Wichita, Kansas / rural Oklahoma, and I didn't visit my first major city until I was 18. Well, I'm sure I've been through like Dallas and stuff, but like actually visit it as a visitor rather than passing through. Plus, Midwest cities are a little bit different from like New York, Boston. I forgot to give this guy ears, and instead of trying to fix it, I'm just going to say that that's part of his chameleon traits, is he just doesn't have ears. Boston is, again, same trip, so I don't have the biggest broadest experience, but it was expensive. Granted, we fell into a tourist area, and that definitely increased prices. But I'm gonna heat tool really quick. So fully dry, but we're gonna rock on with it. Hmm. Oh, Horizon. Over here, breaking the rules. I love it. A hardened rebel. The 101 is such a gorgeous drive. Linda. Different road trip. We went out to the West Coast, and we drove down the 101 from the Columbia River down to the northern tip of San Francisco. And it was fabulous. We went camping along the way. We did so much cool stuff. This needs to be sharper. Yeah, the West Coast is undeniably beautiful, which, I mean, obviously that's why so many people live there. Ah, Ellen, a military brat. We've seen it all. Have not been to, well, I've been to Florida, I guess that's not true. I have now been to Florida on vacation. For the longest time, I had not been to Florida. Okay, I know I'm taking my sweet time on this one, but I'm really just digging it. All right. I think I'm going to call it right here and say that that is a giraffe chameleon. I think we've done it. Ooh. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me for this morning chat. You all have been a lively start to the day, and I thank you for that. I'm going to go and get on with the next bit of my day, and I will see you tomorrow for the next sketch session where we will be drawing a penguin turtle of some kind. We'll figure it out when we get there. All right. Thank you, everyone, and I'll catch you later. Bye.